website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Did you know that you can play both minor pentatonic and major pentatonic over the same blues progression? If not, this will be quite an eye-opener for you. And if you already know that you can do it, this is the way to actually practice it and get good at it very fast. Because I got that information at some point, and then I tried to play major pentatonic, and it just sounded, that's not effective. It didn't work. But there's a specific way of practicing it that will just get you into it and get you really cool results. And basically what that is, what we're talking about here is like, say you got a blues in E. That's a weird, like that, right? And then you got that blues scale, right, going for you. You might be quite proficient at that. And then you can mix the major pentatonic, which is a totally different soundscape altogether. Minor or blues scale. And then major. Sounds like you begin to play another song suddenly. But if you know how to do it right, and that's a practice method you can use to get there, of doing it right, then, right? I'm going in between. Right? So let's look into it. And remember, whenever we talk scales and combinations of scales, it's not like you have to practice everything in every position. Just forget about it. I used to say, okay, if you can combine the major pentatonic, E major pentatonic with E minor pentatonic, which is also, you can add the blues scale, blue note to that minor pentatonic, right? If you can do that, I have to learn it in all positions. That's the next project. But you'll just choke yourself up like that. Start building on what you know already. Start taking your favorite shape and start building on that and add that major pentatonic to it. You're spending most of your time anyway when you play the blues in that first position, if you're honest, right? So why not focus where you get the most bang for your buck, and then take your second favorite shape after that and add the major pentatonic to it. So let's look into it. Let's go close up and let me show you exactly what I mean. So let's have a close-up look at it. We got our first position, a minor pentatonic or blues scale here in the 12th fret in the key of E. You might know that already. We got the 12th and 15th on the low E string, 12, 13, and 14 on the A, 12 and 14 on the D, and then 12, 14, and 15 on the G. And then we got the 12 and 15 on the 2 top strings here. Right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on each of the 3 blues chords, and I'm just going to play the major pentatonic on top of those, and then mix it with the basic blues scale here. And I can just start by using the E major pentatonic with all the chords, and then mixing it, using my ear to really get when it's appropriate to use it, and go back and forth. So let's start with the E major pentatonic. Looks like this. We got the 12th and 14th on the, if we play it in the same position, 12 and 14 on the low E, 11 and 14 on the A, same on the D, and then we got the 11th and 13th on the G, and 12 and 14 on the B and E. And just with this little tool here, right, we can start. If I play the major, often you start by, sorry, just hit the camera there. Often you start by playing the minor or the blues scale, right? And then you try to go in, because you've heard, perhaps, at least I did, that you can use the major too, but then that sounds really weird. Like, wow. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's because you have to move into the sound, literally, in your ear. So let me just stay with the major, Let me just give you the example again, and then stay with the major until you've gotten used to it. Now we all know where we are. Then I play the major pentatonic, and it sounds weird, right? But if I stay there, the thing is, what you're hearing in the background is actually a major chord, so it fits theoretically. It's more appropriate for the chord. But because we play the blues sound first, it sounds weird when you shift to it. But once you've gotten used to this, you can focus on that and then use the blues scale as something you go into. So let's just take the top two strings as an example. This is my major shape. But here would be the notes of the blues scale, right? So I can use those as spice, right? So I go, right? Or this one, right? And if you just stay on these two strings, it'll be really easy for you to learn how to then move on to the G, include that as well. Got the notes in the 11th and the 13th fret on the G string, in the major pentatonic, E major pentatonic. And then I have the, in the weirdest way, I have the notes of the blues scale in the 12th and 14th. So, and then the blue note in the 15th fret. So this becomes interesting. First, anchor yourself in your ear into the E major pentatonic. So you might go blues scale, and we just right. So see if you can combine this with the blues scale on the D string. So you go. You see how that shifts? That 7th. Right, so try and play major on the G and the B with a little blues scale, or minor pentatonic addition there in the 15th fret. Back to G, and then down to D. And since we're in the blues sound now, in the blues scale, you continue a little bit there and then shift to the major. Let me just do that without talking. Right, down from the bottom here, up the major pentatonic, and down the minor pentatonic or blues scale. Blues scale, major pentatonic. Right? So this is a discipline of using your ear, experimenting. And you can all, if you think things start sounding weird, just stay in the major pentatonic. If the blues scale then seems weird, then stay in the blues scale until you can go back and forth between these two sounds using a little of each. Yeah, finding ways to integrate them into each other. But that's kind of experimenting, playing over and over again over that E chord. You can use the same E major pentatonic over all three of the blues chords. You know, dominant 7th there. But you can also follow the chords and play an A major pentatonic and combine it again with the same E blues scale. And then once you get to B, the B chord, you can play a B major pentatonic combined with the same E blues scale, right? But just implementing the major over the blues scale is just such an addition to your vocabulary. And so interesting to sit and play around with until you really have some cool little lines you can play. So progress in anything comes through repetition, through rituals every single day, and through passion and excitement and enthusiasm. And you get those things by exposing yourself to inspiration all the time, every single day. Even if you don't feel up to practicing or doing anything, then you can always watch a video with me shouting at you so you get in the mood, right? So please subscribe to this channel, and so you heighten the likelihood that you'll get inspired when you need it the most. You can press subscribe, you can go download our free courses here right below this YouTube video. See you in the next video. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.